Have you ever, like, held a piece of glass engraved so intricately it felt more like lace than something solid?
Oh, absolutely.
It's amazing, right?
Yeah.
Today's deep dive is all about the artisans who make that magic happen. We're going deep on glass engraving with some help from RoleCatcher.
hmm
It's a platform just packed with career insights. So think of this as your cheat sheet, revealing what it really takes to turn this craft into a career.
And it is a craft with such a rich history, yet it's constantly evolving.
Yeah, and right from the start, I was struck by how RoleCatcher describes the work itself. We're not just talking about etching names on a trophy, though that's definitely part of it. They get into the detail of, like, sketching the design on the glass, then using these specialized tools to actually carve into the surface.
hmm
It's like this blend of artistry and, dare I say, controlled danger.
Absolutely. That delicate balance, between precision and the unforgiving nature of glass. I mean, it's fascinating. And the variety within the field is something potential job seekers should definitely keep in mind.
Yeah, because when you say glass engraver, someone might picture a solitary artist in a studio.
Right.
But RoleCatcher points out, you could be in a bustling factory, a retail shop doing custom work, or even running your own business.
Wow.
That's a huge range.
Huge, yeah. It speaks to how multifaceted the career path can be. I think finding the right environment is just as crucial as honing the skills themselves.
Totally. And speaking of skills, RoleCatcher dives into both the exciting and the challenging sides of this career. So on one hand, you're creating something beautiful every day, working with your hands, potentially being your own boss dreamy, right?
It does sound pretty good.
But then they hit you with the realities.
Which is something I appreciate. It's easy to romanticize artistic careers, but every path has its complexities.
Exactly. And these sources highlight how much dedication is required. It's not a weekend hobby. It's years of mastering tools, understanding different glass types, even dealing with potential hazards.
Right.
It made me realize this field requires a certain type of person, someone drawn to precision A&D, unafraid of a challenge.
It reminded me of something we often discuss, the importance of aligning your passions with a realistic view of the work involved.
100%. And something else that jumped out at me, the skills go way beyond artistic talent.
Yeah.
RoleCatcher mentions needing to understand design principles, production processes,
Yeah.
even being comfortable with computer-aided design software.
That's a trend we're seeing more and more. Tell me, what stood out to you about that blend of traditional craft and technology?
What's fascinating to me is how, like this specific example, glass engraving,
Mm,
it really highlights this larger trend.
Totally.
It's not about technology replacing traditional skills, but how they kind of intersect
Right.
and potentially even enhance each other.
Right, like are you a master engraver if you can whip up this intricate design on a computer,
Right.
but then can't translate that to the physical glass?
Right.
Or on the flip side, can you even be considered like a true artisan if you're amazing with the hand tools,
Mhm.
but completely ignore the possibilities of digital design? Exactly. It's an interesting debate, and I think it speaks to how the definition of mastery itself is evolving alongside these advancements. Like, RoleCatcher even touches on some specific technology making waves in the field, like
Yeah.
laser engraving.
Which honestly kind of blew my mind a little.
Yeah.
Imagine the precision you could achieve, the intricate details, but then a part of me wonders, does that take away from the human touch? Like, is it still engraving if a laser's doing the heavy lifting?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And there's no easy answer. But I think it's important to remember, even with laser engraving, there's still a human element.
Right.
Well, someone has to program those lasers, make artistic choices about design and composition. It's a different skill set, not necessarily a lesser one.
That's a really good point. It's not about one being better than the other,
Right.
but about understanding the strengths of each and how they might complement each other.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's what the future of this field looks like, a blend of traditional craftsmanship and cutting-edge technology.
Precisely. And that brings up another point RoleCatcher emphasizes, the importance of continuous learning. Regardless of which techniques you specialize in, staying updated on industry trends and advancements is essential.
Yeah, they had some really concrete suggestions for this too, like joining professional associations,
Yeah.
attending workshops,
Yeah.
even just immersing yourself in the community. It makes sense, even in a field rooted in tradition. You can't just rest on your laurels.
Absolutely. Technology is constantly evolving. New tools are being developed. Design trends are changing. It's a dynamic field, and embracing that dynamism is key to long-term success.
It's like that growth mindset everyone was always talking about, but applied to a very specific craft.
Exactly. And speaking of growth, RoleCatcher actually lays out a potential career path for aspiring glass engravers, which I found incredibly helpful.
Oh, tell me about that. I always find that kind of behind the scenes look fascinating.
Well, they start with entry-level positions, like apprenticeships. Imagine, learning from a master engraver, mastering the basic techniques, getting comfortable with the tools. It's that classic model of passing down knowledge through hands-on experience.
That sounds so cool. It's like stepping into history, but also learning skills directly applicable to today's world. What comes after that initial apprenticeship phase?
As you gain experience and confidence, you move towards more independent work. This might involve collaborating on more intricate designs, perhaps even interacting directly with clients to bring their vision to life.
So you're not only becoming a more skilled engraver, but also honing your business acumen and client communication skills. That's a whole other layer to consider.
Exactly. And as you progress, you might find yourself specializing in a particular type of glass, an engraving style, or even a niche within the field, like creating custom awards or restoring antique pieces.
I love that each stage offers the potential for even deeper specialization. It really highlights the diverse career paths possible within what might seem like a very specific craft. What did RoleCatcher say about the later stages of a glass engraving career?
Well, eventually you might even step into a leadership role.
Wow, so we're talking managing a team of engravers,
Mm-hmm.
maybe even running your own studio or workshop.
Exactly. Or you could become a sought-after consultant,
Oh, cool.
sharing your expertise with others, or perhaps even teaching and mentoring, the next generation of glass engravers. It really speaks to how much opportunity there is for growth and evolution throughout your career.
That's so inspiring. It's not just about learning a set of skills and then doing the same thing for years and years. There's real potential to, shape your own path.
And that's where I think RoleCatcher really shines.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more about how they support that kind of career journey beyond just, providing information.
Well, throughout our deep dive today, we've really focused on the ins and outs of glass engraving itself, right?
Right.
But it's important to remember that RoleCatcher offers resources and tools applicable to really any career path.
That's right. They've got that whole other side we haven't even touched on yet.
Exactly. We're talking interview prep with AI-powered feedback on your answers. They have CV analysis tools to help you highlight the skills most relevant to each specific job you apply for. It's like having a personalized career coach in your back pocket.
It's like they've thought of everything.
Mhm.
No wonder people are calling RoleCatcher a game changer for navigating the job market. It's about more than just finding a job. It's about, taking control of your career trajectory and presenting your best self to potential employers.
Couldn't have said it better myself. It's about empowering individuals to achieve their professional goals, whatever
Right.
those goals may be.
So, as we wrap up our deep dive into the intricate and ever-evolving world of glass engraving, I think it's worth taking a moment to consider the bigger picture. We've talked about the balance of tradition and technology, the importance of continuous learning, the surprisingly diverse career paths available. What's the key takeaway you hope our listeners walk away with today?
That's a great question. For me, it's about recognizing that even in a craft as seemingly niche as glass engraving, there's so much more than meets the eye, right?
Right.
It's a field ripe with history, artistry, and incredible skill, but it's also like a microcosm of the challenges and opportunities facing many traditional crafts today.
That tension between preserving the human touch and embracing technological advancements is so relevant right now. And it makes me wonder, as technology allows for increasingly intricate designs, will the definition of master glass engraver evolve to encompass both traditional skills and the digital mastery?
Now that is a question worth pondering, and it's something for each of us to consider, not just in the context of glass engraving, but across, various fields. As technology continues to advance at this unprecedented pace, what will it mean to create something truly unique, something handcrafted and imbued with the mark of human skill and artistry?
Such a powerful thought to leave us with. It's been a pleasure diving deep with you today.
The pleasure was all mine. Until next time.
And to our listeners, we hope this deep dive has sparked your curiosity and inspired you to explore the world of glass engraving, and perhaps even your own career paths with a fresh perspective. Until next time, keep those questions coming and keep on learning.